Hey, it's Mandalorian, and I just got in the mail a couple days ago from Target. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember anymore. I get so much crap. Got the Book of Boba Fett. I got Cobb and Cad. So we'll open it up and check those two out. Alright, as usual, we'll look at the box first. And like I said, on the cover, you have Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett. And this is going to be Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane. Alright, we'll turn to one of the sides. And there's the awesome looking illustrations. And the back. Yeah, it's kind of big. There's the write-up for Cobb and Cad with a little bio about it. And the pictures. And one thing I noticed is this one doesn't have a number to it, which, unless my memory sucks, this is the first one I remember not having a number, which I think is kind of strange. And there's the stats on the figures. Everyone's 6 inches tall. And the accessories that it comes with. Should come with a shovel so someone could dig a grave for Cobb, but oh well. Okay, so that's the box. And we'll open it up. We'll check out the figures and we'll compare some of the older ones to it also. I'll be back. Okay, first out of the box we have Cobb, and he only comes with one accessory, which is the pistol, and he does come with a holster, and he's got no blast effects, unlike Cad, which we'll see later. I'm only assuming because he pretty much didn't get a shot off, but it was, I don't know, for the price you pay for this, I think you should still get a little something. Let's see, we got the paint detail on his belt. He comes back around, he's got a little bit of white on there. Other than that, and he's got a little two-tone also, so that's pretty cool. The scarf, it's loose, but you can't take it off. Other than that, that's pretty much it for Cobb. Let's see, let's zoom in a little bit. Look at the head sculpt. He doesn't look too happy, thinking he knows what's going to happen to him at the end. You can see the detail on the upper torso of the shirt. And a little paint detail there. Silver. And his boots. Okay, so that's Cobb. And up next we'll compare him to one of his figures from the Mandalorian. I'll be back. Okay, here's the comparison. It's pretty much apples to oranges. Because obviously, the Mandalorian is when he still has the armor. But the head sculpt, it looks like the same head sculpt, if you ask me. I'm no expert at this stuff, but that's just what it looks like. Other than that, like I said, that's really all you can really compare to it. I don't know if it's the same actual, body also or not. I wouldn't put it past them. Let's see. The guns look the same, and the height's the same. So there you have it. That's my take on Cobb. It's the same figure, without the, armor. Alright, so up next we'll look at Mr. Bad Guy, Cad Bane. I'll be back. Okay, here's Cad Bane with a little Clint Eastwood in him. When I always see that scene in Boba Fett. Let's see, I got his accessories all plugged in there. He comes with the 2 pistols with 2 blast effects, and coming out of his arm he's got the flamethrower. The hat on top, that's removable. Everything else is pretty much hard plastic. You got the blue paint for his cuffs, for his armor. And the guns might be hard to tell, but it is two-tone, kind of like a dark metal, and the butt's got the dark brown. And we'll try and zoom in here a little bit, get a little closer look at his face. Looks pretty good, like the movie, or not the movie, but the episode. And like I said, you got a little paint effect on his waist with the silver. And even it's kind of like a copper on his, going around his back of his left elbow, and the silver going the back of his other elbow. So for the price you pay for this, it's like $55. You better get some paint effects on this thing. Alright, just go down a little bit. You can see the detail going around his boots. Okay. Alright, so that's Cad, and we'll compare him to the other Cad I have. I'll be back. Okay, going around in the circle, I added the Cad Bane from the Bad Batch, which I never seen the Bad Batch, so I'm not too sure, what this, compare it to, but the Bad Batch version, he does look a little skinnier. It might be because he doesn't have the trench coat like he does in Boba, but it just gives him that effect, he just looks skinnier. He doesn't have that breathing device on the back like he does in Boba. The hat is a little different. The hat sits a little lower on Boba than it does on, I'm sorry, the hat sits lower on the Bad Batch version than the Boba Fett. And it's also on his breathing apparatus on the tubes. It's more like a coil on the Bad Batch. And like I said, he's wearing armor, so there's nothing really compared on that too. The guns from the Bad Batch, those were silver, and on Boba they're, the dark, gunmetal. So, but they look about the same size. Also, the boots are different. Boba is brown and Bad Batch more like a dark green. So, other than that, that's it for the CAD. We'll just wrap this up with a quick pose for both of them. So I'll be back. Okay, here's the wrap up. With Cobb and Cad, I took the head off Cad just so you can see his whole head. Once again, they're great figures, but for $55, that's a little expensive, especially since Cobb is basically the same character from the Mandalorian. So you're pretty much you're paying all that money for the Cad Bane figure. But other than that, like I said, they're nice figures. The articulation on them is actually better, at least for me, from previous Black Series figures where they're pretty stiff. These are actually pretty loose for once, especially the hands. It was real easy to get the guns in there. Sometimes you need like a whole bunch of pressure to separate the hands to get the guns in, but not this time. So that's it. Actually, right now they're sold out at Target, but I would think the price for these will start to go down. Anything under 50, I say, if you don't have them both, grab them. So, other than that, that's it for the Book of Boba Fett, which hasn't had a new series in a couple years, but everything's coming out now. So we'll see what comes up next later days.